There's so many things that go into a resort that runs smoothly.
Good morning, thank you for calling Boardview Lodge.
It's a constant, ever-changing puzzle. That's part of the love of the game.
We're making memories for years to come. And when they check into the front desk, that is where their experience begins.
I get a rush from it. Seeing someone catch their first big fish or maybe even their first walleye, that's when I was like, all right, this is pretty cool.
All these guys, we're all looking out for each other.
I've been in it my whole life.
We ate it.
Oh, let's go!
I've been guiding on the lake since I can hardly remember when.
It's a fun time because we get to meet people in a new dimension.
Fishing's everything, the rest is just details, to be honest with you.
In my mind, you can't ask for a better job.
It's more than just a hobby for us. It's our livelihood. Fishing's everything, the rest is just details, to be honest with you. It's why I'm here, it's why I moved here. Big reason why I'm staying here. And it's kind of the same way for the rest of the team. I mean, that's what we do. It's more than just a hobby for us, you know. It's our livelihood, and we're all happy to have it, that's for sure. As you can see, I'm rigging up to go fishing, and what I'm doing is I'm taking these 2-ounce inlines and I'm putting on some 3-ounce heavier weights. We're gonna take a few customers out fishing today. We're gonna start out deep and hopefully get enough for a shore lunch, and then we're gonna hit some rocks on the way home. So you're gonna get the full northern walleye charter fishing experience. Morning, how you three doing today? I'm Ben.
Nice to meet you, I'm Aaron.
Aaron?
Stacy.
Stacy?
Nice to meet you, Ben. Stephanie.
Stephanie, good to meet you three.
Nice to meet you.
Well, you can come on aboard. I've got some stairs set up right here. If you don't mind, tap your feet on that towel, try to get some of your dirt off. I can take your cooler or your backpack or your coffee or anything. There we go. Beautiful. Gonna be about an hour ride up, so make yourselves comfortable. Long boat ride. All right, everybody ready for takeoff? Here we go. So we're just getting to the spot, idling around, trying to figure out exactly where I want to start. Looking at the wind, seeing how it's gonna blow us down the break. We're idling down the break right now, and I'm seeing some fish mixed into rocks, so that's a good sign. Looks like this wind is gonna push us laterally down the break a little bit. We might be quartering it just a hair. Should have a good drift speed to fish with spinners today, so it's, yeah, right there, that's what we wanna see. That is gonna be a nice fish for us to catch right there above them rocks. That's perfect. All right. This is what we're using today. We've got 3-ounce bottom bouncer for this area and a crawler harness. The harnesses we're using here, they're gonna be 20 or 25 pound fluorocarbon. Kind of a larger hook. So don't be afraid to really jack the fish, you know, set the hook hard. The old worms here. Nature's noodles.
Click this?
Yep, just push that button there. Yep, when you see the speed your spool's kind of going.
Yep.
When it hits bottom, it's gonna stop for a brief second. You see that? And then I let out like 2 or 3 more feet. Then you just click the reel handle over. Yep, now you're fishing. Easy as that.
Perfect.
Ready to rock and roll. You'll feel them bite it. I mean, it'll feel just like what you think it would.
Yeah.
There's no good way to describe it. You'll know. You'll know. That's how I'm gonna describe it to you. Oh, you got a fish on? There we go. You guys listened. Look at that. I'm gonna leave him right in the net to net this other one. Oh yeah, that's a nicer fish. There, that's how you catch lunch. Good work. Nice. Well, whatever you did, it worked. You did a good job.
He was there.
I'm like watching probably more of these size fish down there, and I'm like, when are they gonna bite? But that's the perfect lunch size for us there. That's gonna eat good. That will fry up nicely. With these, you have two types of bites. The first one is, you know, you're gonna feel them smack it, and it's gonna feel like dead weight. It'll feel kind of spongy. That fish has got it. You can just go ahead and set the hook right away. The second bite you'll have, that fish will be kind of nibbling it. And what they're doing, your bait, we're moving at about 1 mile an hour. So that fish has to swim with your bait to eat it. And they'll kind of start at the tail of your worm and work their way up. So if you feel them just tapping it and kind of nibbling at it, that's what you just did there. Yep, that works. Or you can take your rod and just kind of dip it down to them real quick and throw like 2-3 feet of slack in your line. Then when the slack comes out, if you feel the weight of the fish, then set the hook. Someone's got one? I think that's a yes. Keep reeling, just nice steady reels. Might be on the smaller side, but. We can work with that. Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's bonus points from the guide. You kept your bait, you caught an eater, and you unhooked him for me. Yeah, adds the flavor. Another small eater for us here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we kind of come alive. Not a bad one there. There's fish here. Look at that. That is gonna be a good size for a shore lunch fish right there. That was good. We went over that fish, like we marked him and he ate. So that's a really good sign. You know, it didn't take like 10 marks to get that bite. So that's a good size for shore lunch there. That'll work up, that'll fry up nice.
Is that a fish? Oh yeah, that's a fish. That's a big one.
What if I'm just a wimp?
There you go. No, you're not just a wimp. That's a nice fish.
Don't taste
Oh, there it is, right there.
it.
Oh, you barely got him too.
I did. You
Look at
said
that.
right away so that
No, you did perfect. And that is gonna be a slot fish right there. Look at that, we're looking at we'll call it a 22-inch fish right there, just a smidge over.
Whew! There she goes, back to the depths. We just got done with a great morning of fishing. Pulled up to Oak Island, we're gonna do a shore lunch. Borderview offers it as a package. We'll take you on up here to Oak Island and cut up the fish. We're gonna do potatoes, fry up some fish. We're gonna do some beans, traditional shore lunch style. So this is the king of shore lunch. This is the whole reason why you do it. Freshly caught and prepared walleye. Tough to beat fresh fish when you're on a fishing trip. One of the things that we do here for our shore lunch, it really emphasizes the freshness in the fish, is we use a dry fry mix. We don't coat it with a beer batter or buttermilk batter or anything like that. It's a nice light mix. It is made in-house at Borderview. It's their own original blend. Toss up your fillets, shake them off a little bit, and that right there is ready for the grease. So we're gonna get all these here breaded up and drop them in some hot oil in a second. This is kind of one of my favorite parts about guiding too, doing a shore lunch. You get to pull off, take a little bit of a break from being in the boat, you know, get on dry land, eat a nice hearty lunch, and then get back at it. Coming along. And this stop here, it's kind of nice. It offers your guests the chance to come in and use the facilities of the lodge here on the island that we're at. They've got a great dock that we pull up to, a nice gazebo to cook under. So if you have some inclement weather, you can still get it done. You're not, you know, just pulled up to some beach on an island. Another good thing is they spray for bugs here. So there's no flies, there's no mosquitoes. You're not constantly getting bit up. There's no flies swarming the fish right now. It's a nice, comfortable environment to do a shore lunch. So one of the keys to running a good shore lunch, and you've got fresh walleye, so you want that light breading, but you want your oil hot. That's how you get that nice crisp. Helps keep the moisture in the fillet so long as you don't overdo it. But hot oil, that's gonna get it nice and crispy, and that's what the people want. Next up's the beans. Kind of a staple here. When you have a good morning fishing like we did, you don't really need a whole lot of beans. So we're gonna go easy on the beans today. All right, the food's ready. Come and get it. Hopefully you guys are hungry. I know I am.
What I love about my job at Borderview Lodge is Borderview Lodge. There's no better feeling than waking up each morning and going to a job that you love. When I get here early in the morning and the sun's coming up and I'm opening the doors, I'm seeing the flag wave, I'm seeing the boats bob, I'm seeing the sun come up over the Rainy River. If you can remember back when you were a kid, going to a resort with your family, that's kind of what I get to view and see when families check into Borderview Lodge. The excitement on their faces, the kids that maybe have been here for the first time, and maybe the adults and brothers and family have been here years and years and years. That is very rewarding to be a part of it. We're making memories for families, hopefully for years to come. Well, basically in the morning, I come in and right away I open up my reservation system, see what happened last night, see if any new reservations were made. If so, I go through and make sure they're exactly correct for what the customer's booked. Make sure the fishing dates match up with our guides. Then I'll go to my fishing view. We've only got 5 boats going out. I want to make sure every boat has anyone who has a request, they're getting the same guide they requested. There's so many things that go into having an operation and resort that runs smoothly. We've got a great team here at Borderview Lodge. A lot of the people we have in various departments have been here for years. They understand the importance of customer satisfaction. When people walk through the front door, they see the cleanliness of our lodge, of our bar, of our kitchen. And when they check into the front desk, that is where their experience begins. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Checking in.
Yes, please.
What I also like to do the first thing in the morning is go into my emails to see what kind of emails came in last night for reservation inquiries, get those answered immediately, and that begins that chain of emails to get them on the reservation and booked correctly. One of the most important things is to have the customers educated as to what's going to happen with their stay. Make sure they're made well aware of what they're going to be doing, where they're going to be at this time, and what's going to happen when they're on the boat, when they're done fishing, what they can do as far as getting their fish ready for dinner. To have customers call up and ask for a certain individual, hey Vince, we're thinking about making another trip up. We had such a great time the last time we were up, let's do it again. I think that is a very important part of the guests getting that first experience. Good morning and thank you for calling Borderview Lodge. Speaking. Hey Bruce. What is really special is getting the feedback. When people are done fishing for their final day and they're coming up the stairs from getting off the boat and they are ecstatic of the fish they caught that day or the great experience they had with a certain guide. I get to experience that as well when they check out and when they talk about the awesome time they had. That really makes me feel good.
Well, I'm 27 years old, and I'm originally from Blissfield, Michigan. I started fishing in high school and somehow got in on this whole college fishing, this competitive fishing deal with Adrian College. It's a varsity sport there, fully funded program, and had minimal success there. Fishing, was competitive, but was never winning, and had a lot of fun. And we had a really competitive team full of some good sticks. So that whole thing that started in 2015. I was fishing in the Michigan Bass Nation and qualified for regionals. I think I got 4th at the state championship, and top 10 got to go as a boater, and that was kind of the bug into the tournament fishing scene for me. I got to go down to Lake Guntersville in Alabama. It was awesome, getting to travel all the way down south, pulled a bass boat down there, fish down there, got to fish way out of state. That was kind of right when I was getting into college at Adrian and fishing competitively there. Yeah, that's where my passion for fishing was, a perfect fit. It was, I'm a pretty competitive person as is, and to incorporate that into the fishing world was just awesome. And I wasn't even going to go to college, and then got in contact with the coach there, and he kind of swayed me to fish there, and I'm glad he did. It was well worth it. Some of my best friends and some really good memories are from traveling the whole country. We went everywhere from Oklahoma to New York and Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, everywhere. Got to fish and travel with just a bunch of college-aged idiots that love fishing, So it was a lot of good times, a lot of good memories. And eventually it led me here, so it worked out pretty well. And I was really fortunate to be able to be a part of that program. One of the things that they did there was these kids camps. I think we had like 40 kids come fish on one of the camps, and they'd have all of us college kids that were on the fishing team, run a boat with 2 or 3 kids and then a few volunteers. And that was cool, working with those kids and watching them catch bass, and just seeing how their faces lit up when they would set the hook and you'd net a fish for them. That's when I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. I think I could do this for a living. One way or another, a resort kind of saw some of the stuff the team was doing and sent an email out looking for recent graduates that might be interested in coming up guiding. And I had just got a job out of college and moved to St. Paul. So I was in state already and come up and interviewed, and then ended up liking the area. And I moved up here, I think it was 2020, it was right after COVID. Been up here for 4 years. I started at a different resort and then worked a full winter there and part of a summer, and then came here halfway through the summer and been here ever since. This is kind of my new home now. My history of Lake of the Woods, I started out, ice fishing obviously, and it was kind of a culture shock almost at first, how everything goes down. Totally different back home from here. But then once open water hit, I got my personal boat up here and started fishing the river and the lake, and really started to fall in love with it up here. Just the amount of fishing you can do, the different types of fishing you can do, and the overall quality of pretty much anything you want. It's spring, summer, fall, and winter, you can be catching trophy class fish of numerous species. So that kind of has kept me here. What I love about my job, about being a guide up here, well, I get to fish every day, number one. That takes the cake. Number two, I get to help people fish every day. Seeing someone catch their first big fish, or maybe even their first walleye, really is kind of why I do it. I get a rush from it, and even if it's their 100th walleye, or they've caught more fish over 28 inches than I ever will, netting that big fish for somebody really kind of keeps me going, and that's why I do it, that feeling of just watching someone set the hook and catch a big one.
My name is Dan Banke. I hail from Litchfield, Minnesota, and my dad and I were just talking a little bit ago, and I guess it's been about 31 years I've been coming up to Borderview Lodge. Well, I'd say the last 15 years I've been bringing more family and friends and relatives up with and coworkers. Brought a bunch of coworkers up here several times, and now they're coming up with their own families. Borderview Lodge has just got that you want to come back to it atmosphere. Fishing's always been great. I can't remember the last time I went out and we didn't come back with a limit of walleyes. You take a look at this beautiful sunrise here on the river. It just it makes me want to come back all the time. The guides are fantastic. My dad and I have been going out with Lanny for boy, it's got to be at least 20 years we've been with Lanny. Today we're with Mark, and I've been with him before too. Everybody here knows what they're doing and knows how to find the fish. Vince behind the counter there, he used to be the bartender for many years. They treat you like your family when you come back here because we've been here so many times, and a business like that and the way they treat their clients is, tells me that they want to have repeat business, and the staff always makes you feel welcome.
I've been coming up here for close to 20 years, and the staff here is absolutely wonderful. The food is excellent. The guides are very knowledgeable. They know how to catch fish. They know how to put you on the fish. Vince, the guy at the front desk, is just super nice. Takes care of me all the time. One year we came up here and we were at a different resort and there was overbooking, and I called him and he made room for us, got us in. And that was probably 10, 12 years ago, and since then we never go anywhere else but Borderview. I would recommend this place to anybody. It's first-class facility all the way.
Well, today is the perfect example of why I love my job. Got to meet 3 new strangers that became friends in the boat. I got to watch each and every one of them catch numerous fish. Kind of putzed around, trolled around, found them, and that's part of the love of the game. It's a constant, ever-changing puzzle, and just when you think you got it figured out, the fish prove you wrong, or the lake kicks your butt, and you gotta regroup yourself, and you go from your A spot to your B spot, and then by the time you're getting to your C spot, you're kind of putting things together, and pieces of the puzzle start coming together, and before you know it, you're hammering away on them. And shore lunch was phenomenal. That's probably the highlight of every day that I have shore lunch, because I get to pull off on a beautiful island and fry up some freshly caught walleye, so what's not to like about that? All right, it's 5 o'clock. We just got back to the dock here at Borderview Lodge. Had a pretty good day fishing out on Lake of the Woods. And this is kind of what you can expect fishing up here. Pretty fairly typical day, a lot of nice eater fish, a couple little slots here and there. No giants today though, I know we were looking for them. But we're gonna wrap the day up. We're gonna have dinner and a cold drink up at the lodge. I'm gonna get these fish cleaned for them, and hopefully we can see you up here fishing with us sometime.